Hello, everybody, and welcome back to MovieKombat. My name is Ryan, and joining me is...
This is Nate.
And we are on to Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. That was our homework this last time. And, man, this one probably got me, well, I think it got a lot of people back into Star Wars. Some people have some hits and very heavy opinions about this movie, but nevertheless, this is what brought Star Wars back to us, back in 2015. So
very anticipated.
Yes, and I remember I was so excited to see this movie. I saw this movie probably 6 times in theaters, I think. How many times did you see this in theaters?
I think I saw it about 4 times in the theaters.
Yeah. This is the first movie I saw multiple times in theaters.
Yeah. I think it does have the record for me.
So, without further ado, so we're coming off of now the original trilogy, going into the new trilogy. Anything you want to say to kind of segue us into that magicalness? Or your opinions on things from our last ventures?
Yeah, I mean, I think now, we kind of went from the controversial movies to the classic movies, now back to the controversial movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a little interesting because these ones are much more recent, so I feel like
a lot more people got an opinion of it.
Yeah, a lot more opinions on them.
A lot more people have. We're in that era that everyone needs to give an opinion. So like these ones are probably the most heavily scrutinized because of just what they are and what they were trying to build off of.
Right.
So I guess let's just get into it. Let's just jump into the very beginning of this movie, which we are seeing the opening crawl. This one clocks in at 1 minute and 22 seconds and 69 milliseconds is what I clocked it in, which is, I want to say, the shortest.
Really?
Nope, never mind. Episode 3 has the shortest with 1 minute and 17 seconds. It's actually one of the longest that I have here written down. So, but it is shorter than episode 6. So, we are here with that. I have a bad feeling about this. It said 1 time in this. Lightsaber moments, we get 8 of them. 8 magical little, lightsabers, light swords,
quite
swooshing around
from the original trilogy.
Yeah. Jedi mind trick, we get 1 time. Space battle, we get 1 of those. R2 comes in clutch 1 time, and lightspeed is hit 5 times in this movie, which may be pretty close to the. I want to say off the top of my head, I'm kind of scrolling through here, but I want to say that might tie with the only one that I think. Oh, nope. Rogue One hit lightspeed 5 times as well. Solo hit it 4 times. I actually thought that would have been the one that would have tied with. But they only did it 4 times. So. And then, let's see here. We got 5 planets. We got Jakku. We got Starkiller Base. We got Maz's planet, which I think was said, but then we didn't hear it ever again. Ilium? Am I saying that right? Ilium? And Arc 2. Is that right?
Arc 2. Oh, at the very end.
Arc 2? Yeah, that's the one. And then I sensed a disturbance in the Force. It said 0 times. It would have been weird, especially in this movie. Jedi powers, we get 9 times. And may the Force be with you is said 1 time. So, that is that. But we'll get into the movie now. And we'll kind of scrub through here. Nate, I'll kind of just let you take lead here. I'll click on some random spots in the movie, and then you go ahead and tell me how you feel about them. But where are we at here?
Okay. So basically in the very beginning, it's starting with Poe Dameron's on Jakku, and he's talking to this old guy. They're trying to get the basically trying to protect the map to Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
very, very briefly, their plan goes awry.
I will say when this opened and the first thing we saw was like this giant ship,
Oh,
and
it's so cool.
and then we saw the stormtroopers like coming in. I'm trying to get to that exact moment here, but it's not. But but when I saw the stormtroopers, I was like, oh, whoa, this is like we're in it now. We're in it now.
Yeah, it's very dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah, we get introduced to Poe Dameron, and then most I remember was seeing this part in this movie for the very first time when Kylo Ren shows up, and he stops the blaster fire.
Mm-hmm.
That was the coolest thing I think I've ever seen someone use the Force with.
Yeah,
in any of the
it's just
movies.
off the bat. It's like, oh, this guy must be really powerful.
Yeah. So we're getting kind of this stormtrooper though. We're getting singled out here.
Yeah,
And
even this was like really unique because then like it kind of switches to kind of the stormtrooper's perspective, which I'd never really shown before.
Yeah.
So it was like very dramatic.
And I think also answering some people that get confused that the clones aren't stormtroopers, which I actually didn't know until I saw this movie. I just never put two and two together, and it made sense. Like obviously, like that's what
The First Order ones.
Yeah, like or just in general, like stormtroopers were never there as that. Like towards the middle of it, it just never connected to me that there was actually someone else under the helmet.
Gotcha. Yep.
But
they're people.
Yeah. And then you find it when you read the books and you start figuring out that like, oh yeah, they're like kidnapped children and they're taking them off into different places, you know, to go train them.
Mm-hmm.
Also we get a little banter back and forth between Kylo and Poe in this scene as well. Okay. Now we're back on this Star Destroyer. What's going on here?
He is very distressed. I think part of his, theorizing that his like brainwashing is like wearing off, and he's basically getting ready to defect.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Phasma is kind of suspecting something's a little off here. He has his helmet off.
Yeah.
And she's like, put your helmet back on.
Yeah, who told you to take that off? We're talking about FN2187 here is having this existential crisis here.
Yeah.
And then tells him to, you know what? Why don't you show back up in my office and we'll check your blaster and see if you fired that thing. So that's gonna be pretty interesting later on. Then we get introduced to this this young lady here.
Yeah.
This cool bike as well.
Her little like salvage little speeder thing that she rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is Rey.
If I remember right, isn't this supposed to be the side of part of like a pod racer thing?
I think that's what we're going for. They actually,
it's like a piece of it.
What's kind of cool is actually at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you can see the life-size version of this thing, and it's pretty big. Like you could,
pretty good size.
Yeah, you can get on it. It's a real thing. And then they use some camera trickery and some editing to make it look like it's floating here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Then we get introduced to this outpost that Rey, our young lady here, is going and selling all the scrap that she keeps finding off of crashed down Star Destroyers and TIE fighters and such.
We start to see how much of a kind of shitty life that she has.
Pretty much, yeah. This is not the most luxurious. This is definitely a way downgrade from what like Tatooine had going for itself.
Yeah, Luke died. He had it bad.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, essentially Rey just sells her stuff to this thing to get portions of food, and then she goes back home. And
Cooks the food, little muffins.
yeah, they do say that this is a real thing. They actually did make something that does absorb like that, but it tastes awful. So
It looks like it tastes awful too.
yeah, because it was never designed to actually
Be
be
edible.
eaten. But yeah. We find out Rey lives in a giant AT-AT.
See some remnants of the Battle of Jakku.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we see that one day, like in a Mandalorian or something.
Yeah. And then she hears something going on across the dunes.
Yeah, the BB-8 struggling.
Mm-hmm. Getting this from what's his name? Can't remember his
Oh,
name.
I can't remember. But I know he moves slow though.
Yeah.
So slow.
I'm trying to see here.
That's just Tito.
Tito, that's right. I forgot. I was like,
It's like kind of a memorable name, but I couldn't.
yeah, it's Tito, but he walks on this big giant thing. It's just really funny. Yep. So BB-8 gets met up with Rey here, and she essentially says like, "No, you can't follow me," and then is like, "All right, fine, follow me."
Sort of a beautiful relationship.
Yep. Back to not so sunnier times.
Yeah.
Here on.
I was getting interrogated.
Yep, by old Kylo Ren, and he essentially gets broken. Like he's mentally strained to eventually telling Kylo Ren exactly what needs to be.
He holds out for a bit, but only so much he can do.
Yeah. Back on Jakku. She gets ratted out for having BB-8 because apparently a bounty has been issued on it. So.
Yep. Everybody knows about it.
Yep. But then this happens. This little bromance starts.
Yeah. Finn realizes he needs a pilot to escape. Or I guess still F12187 at this point.
Not in this scene.
Breaks. Oh, damn right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Now he's Finn.
Now he's Finn. About 20 minutes in, he becomes Finn. Yeah, and they escape. They crash land on Jakku.
One and only space battle.
Yep, that is essentially what it is. They crash land on Jakku, and Poe is nowhere to be found.
Of huffing and puffing.
Yeah, this is the very, very first thing we saw was John Boyega popping into frame, and
heavily, yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks Poe's dead. Then off to find the nearest town.
Yep, which so happens to be housing BB-8 and Rey. Then Rey, well, BB-8 finds Finn first.
The jacket, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Poe's jacket.
Yeah, and then Rey's like, "Who?" And then essentially Rey chases down Finn and beats him up, and essentially and then says like, "Wait, where'd you get the jacket?" And and then he full on lies to her.
Yeah.
But also like BB-8 like goes along with it, which is kind of funny to what happens next here?
Well, so the First Order's knows that they're going back to Jakku, so they send TIE fighters out there near the crash wreckage, and Finn and Rey have to escape.
And what hunk of junk do they find to try and
Millennium
take it?
Falcon.
Yep.
Very clutch. Which great scene, by the way, where they their first optic gets blown up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we gotta take the junk one.
So yep, the fight scene happens. They escape, and then something
more character
breaks.
Development.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then Kylo gets pissed,
Yeah,
finding out that they escaped Jakku.
we see the first time that Kylo's tolerance is not very high.
Yeah. They gave him a little Vader-like moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, then back on the Millennium Falcon, we get Finn and BB-8 are going back and forth here of like, hey, help me out here. Let me help you get back to Poe or get back to where you need to go, but we need to tell Rey, and for some reason Finn feels like lying to Rey is the best option here. So I don't know. It's very interesting that it used like, this is what I'm gonna choose to do. But again,
still trying to pull the whole thing off.
Yeah, but then BB-8 gets to that point of like, he gives them the old thumbs ups of like, yep, we're good, we're solid. Which is funny.
Bro code.
But then something happens. They get captured. The Millennium Falcon gets captured. But by who?
Han Solo and Chewbacca. It seems like as soon as they were back out in space, they were able to kind of track it and get their ship back.
So the other thing is like, what have they been doing this whole time? They've just been like hustling people?
They've just been hustling and smuggling, I guess.
Yeah.
And it finally catches up with them.
It's funny. And it really does catch up with them because they release the Rathtars? Is that what they're called?
Rathtars, yep.
On the ship that Han and Chewie have to kind of distract the people that are
the two groups that came to collect.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing about that is, well, they do a little more than just distract. And they just start eating everybody.
For their lives a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So they get back on the Millennium Falcon as they're getting chased, and they zoom off and get the hell out of Dodge. And now we get to see Starkiller Base for the first time. And General Snoke for the first time. I remember there was so many things about this, about General Snoke. And we'll get into some of them a little bit later in the season, but like speculations on who he was and what is he, and like, is he that big, and like things like that. I remember it was like so much debate going on.
Yeah, because in the trailer they didn't show that, that was like a hologram, so it was like, whoa.
Yeah. But I guess like when you look at it this way, like in this scene, you'll see kind of like, does kind of look like a hologram here.
Yeah, the digitalization kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Old pixely.
So yeah, what's he talking about here in this?
Well, I think he's telling about they failed to get the piece, and it was some girl that like helped them escape, and then I think Snoke kind of knows, if I remember right at this point, like who it may be. So.
And
he's
then
telling Kylo to go retrieve them.
Yeah. Then we're back on the Millennium Falcon. Chewie's getting bandaged up. And essentially this is just the reintroduction of Han Solo and the new characters. It's like, this scene is definitely more of the passing of the baton sort of like thing here, where it's like you're seeing the new characters, you get one of the main characters, and they're just talking to each other. Explaining
lots of nostalgia in the scene.
Yeah. But this is a very important scene too, though, because he's talking about, like, Rey's talking to Han about the Force and stuff like that, or is it who brings up the Force? Or is it like, I can't even remember who does. Finn bring up the Force? Because like he goes out.
I believe it's Finn that brings it up.
Mm-hmm. And then Han just kind of goes into it of like, yeah, no, I believe it kind of thing.
Yeah. First he was a skeptical, now he's a believer.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny to see, like, the first time we get him back, this is his, like, interpretation of the Force. So then we go and we're on another planet now. But before we move to where we're heading, Han essentially offers Rey a job and to work on the Millennium Falcon, but she declines it.
Wants to go back to Jakku.
Yep, she wants to go back. After
Why
she's
does
said
everyone
and
go back to Jakku?
done. Nothing happens on Jakku.
Yeah, Finn's least favorite place.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we get our
Maz
cantina scene.
Castle.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of cool characters in this scene.
Yeah, you gotta love the cantina scenes. There's always like one-off aliens that you. I don't know. Maybe you'll see an animated TV show one day.
Yeah. All right. So while that's all happening, and they're getting kind of like settled down there, we're back on the Star Destroyer. Kylo Ren's here, and he's talking about how like I won't like let you down, and then we find out it's Darth Vader's helmet that he has. The question is, we never find out how he well, okay, never mind, we do. Kinda. Find out how he obtains it. Because, like, someone has to have this. Right?
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember exactly where he gets it from.
Yeah, it doesn't explain it, but you can kind of connect dots together of who may have had access to this, and then he went
maybe
there.
Luke had it, and maybe he stole it or something.
But then it would be kind of weird to have your dad's head as a memento of him. So, I don't know. Maybe he dug him up. That makes it even weirder. So, I'm not sure. But then we're back to Maz's castle. It's her castle?
Yep.
Okay. And what's the dialogue going on here?
Well, I know at first she's like, "Where's Chewbacca? He's my favorite."
Yeah, she says, "Where's my boyfriend?" And then Han replies of like, "Oh, Chewie's back on the ship," and blah blah blah.
Oh, well, she said, "I love that Wookiee." I think so.
Yeah.
Finn's looking for somebody that can take him off planet, and then Rey wants him to stay.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Just come with me."
The whole
and she's
conversation,
like, "No." But yeah, because this is I'm not a part of the Resistance. I never was. I lied to you. Sorry. My bad. And then she
my truth. There's like weird framing. She's like standing over him.
Yeah.
On a taller step.
And then we get this scene of Rey feels something to go downstairs, and she finds what?
Yeah, she finds Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
Which also, this isn't Luke's. This is Anakin's lightsaber, isn't it?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But Luke does use it until he has his.
Until he makes his.
This is the one that he got his hand cut off.
Yeah. So this is the one. For those that have listened to the whole season so far, if you have, thank you very much. So when Luke gets his hand lopped off by Darth Vader, he drops the lightsaber. That's this lightsaber, a.k.a. Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. This is that one. But we have no clue how she obtains it. And it's never explained throughout the rest of the series.
In a comic or something like that. I know originally I think JJ said it was gonna open with like the lightsaber floating through space or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's never explained in the film how she gets a hold of it.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's never explained through the rest of the whole entire series unless it's explained in a comic somewhere. But yeah, this is the one time you will get to see. Well, not the one time you'll see the lightsaber, but the one time that you will mention this. So moving on, she gets these flashbacks as she touches it, and it's like rain and dread, and people are dying or dead around her, and you see the Knights of Ren for the first time, and
she's getting like all these pretty dark side flashbacks here.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, and when Kylo like Well, I don't know if that's if it's supposed to be like because this never got explained because when JJ took over episode 9, I don't think like what scene this was supposed to be. Like, was it Luke's Jedi training camp or what he was doing with the Knights of Ren in the scene?
Yeah. So moving on, she starts going, "Why do I feel this way?" Maz is like, "Well, you're feeling the Force," and then she's like, "Nah, I don't want anything to do with it. Keep the lightsaber. Bye," and she runs off into the woods.
Gotta get back home.
Back on Starkiller Base.
Yeah.
General Husk is just hammering his speech right here.
Yeah. Full on Nazi mode.
Yeah, this is definitely some full-on World War II Germany here. And as they watch it suck the life out of the sun and shoot a giant beam to essentially destroy, in what this shot is showing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets all in one time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually pretty dark. They essentially took out like all of the New Republic's like fleet. Like this is like the planetary system that like all their military was on.
Yeah, so essentially taking all of the troops that the new the rebels have kind of uprised, and like now these are essentially what trying to bring back order to the galaxy. They're all dead now. They're all gone. And wiping a clean a clean slate here of what the rebels are now. And so whoever is like off those planets, that's the rest of the rebels. And yeah, so Finn runs back to Han because he's like, what was that? Well, he knew what was going on because he's been a part of the whole situation. He tells Han,
He's got a little more insight.
Yeah, he tells Han about, that's Starkiller Base, blah blah blah. He's like, oh yeah, well that sucks. And then we're back in the woods. Rey is dealing with issues here.
Mm-hmm.
And
trying to recover from those dark side visions.
Mm-hmm.
Flashbacks.
Then we get tossed back into the Maz's castle, and she gives the lightsaber to Han Solo.
Maz is just trying to get rid of this lightsaber.
She's like, I don't want it anymore.
Did she give it to Han Solo or Finn? Or does Han give it to Finn? No.
Oh, let me see. Oh, Finn is here.
Yeah, I want to say she gives it directly to him.
Yeah,
but then I think Han has to tell him to use it. Because like when they get fighting, he's like, oh, I don't have a blaster. Han is like, you have your weapons right here.
Oh, yeah. No, it hands it to Finn. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when we were seeing the trailers for this, we were all thinking he was going to be the main, like, guy.
Yeah, the main character.
But
yeah, they really took us for a loop on that one.
Mm-hmm. So Rey hears commotion happening back at the castle. Oh, yeah, that's right.
First Order's here.
Yep, and they are absolutely just destroying this whole entire building.
And
this whole
statue.
Yep. So things are happening. She kills a man for the first time. BB-8's like, yeah, no shit, let's go. Yep, Kylo steps foot on planet. And they are searching for 1, BB-8, and 2, they're searching for Rey.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's that
Maz
scene.
is the one that tells him that he has a weapon. Okay.
Yeah.
Right here.
It's right, this scene right here. They've gone back a little too much here.
They need you. Now, go! I need a weapon! You have one!
Yep. And there it is. Okay, so we move on, and Han is just blasting away.
Yeah.
He tries out the crossbow, Chewie's crossbow, blasts it, kills 2 stormtroopers.
Which I find funny because those little like cards they have, they were talking about like how like heavy duty of a weapon that is, and that's only like Wookiees can use them because it's like has so much like kickback. But apparently Han is a professional. He can shoot a bowcaster.
And then we get the traitor scene.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we meme this guy? It's just so weird.
I don't know. I think he just has the one line. He's like traitor.
He's
People call him. They start calling him. Was it TR8R or something?
yeah.
Like
And
Good
then
scene though.
yeah, he shows essentially they have made a weapon that can counter a lightsaber. Like it doesn't just get sliced in half. Oh, and then
Right.
someone gets blasted by Han Solo shooting the crossbow.
Yeah, this is kind of the scene where it kind of confirms like, oh, Finn's a side character because he cannot hold his own with the lightsaber. He had to
Yeah.
get saved. No force abilities.
Yep. And then they get captured. Rey has also
And
been
then
captured.
This is one of the best scenes in the movie. It's like, oh my god, what's that? X-wings.
Now, Rey has been captured before this. I think I skipped a little too far ahead to see that, right?
It may have been just before, like, right, just about to happen, maybe. Where Kylo freezes her.
Oh, yep, wait,
Oh.
yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we're getting this very dramatic Kylo Ren walking through this,
Slowly and,
yeah.
yeah.
And then he just kind of has enough of it, and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? Stop." And freezes. And yeah, just essentially kidnaps her.
Yeah, I
He's
think
like-
he detects her that she has the. She's basically seen the map in her head, so he's like, oh, we have the information we need.
Yep. And then he's like, asleep.
We're done here.
Which is weird how like none of his other force powers worked, but that did. He's like, "Yep, good night." And then wonder what that one's called. Like he just
putting him, yeah, not
Yeah.
sure. Force sleep.
yeah, force sleep. It would definitely be something.
Give me a job with Lucasfilm right now.
So Han sees it first, and then Finn.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Finn's freaking out.
So they're like, "Hey, we have to cut our losses. We have to regroup." But General Organa shows up, but just before the reuniting of Princess Leia and Han Solo, C-3PO steps in.
Always still in the show. I still don't understand how Han knows that like that ship, that Leia's on that ship.
Mm.
I guess maybe he's just been around the Resistance long enough where he's like, oh, that's Leia.
Yeah. So they get back to the base, and Finn and Poe meet up with each other finally. And
The bromance continues.
yep, they're like, "Hey, man, yeah, hey, I have your jacket." And so then Poe's like, "Oh, well, don't worry. We got this guy, and he knows the stuff on the inside, and
Yeah.
blah blah blah."
They don't know he's a janitor yet.
Yeah, not yet.
They're thinking they have some top secret like first order person that defected.
But they give away BB-8's map that shows where
Yeah.
Luke is, but they have no idea where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get this nice little moment between Han Solo and Leia.
I think they're talking about. Is this when they're talking about Kylo? Like,
Yeah.
oh, we gotta get our son back or something.
Yeah, finally confirming that, like, yeah, this is your son and this and that and the other deal. And then we get Kylo Ren. So we're back on the Star Destroyer. Kylo Ren is interrogating in the same room that Poe was in just moments ago. Rey is now there, and they are going back and forth. Daisy Ridley looks so young in this movie. And it's insane. But, because I think she was, 17 in this movie?
I think she definitely was a teenager. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think maybe a little bit older than 17, but
let's see here. Looking at IMDb. She was born in 92. So yeah, she had been older. Yeah, so they're
I think it's 18.
they're going back and forth, and Kylo Ren is trying his damnedest to use as many force powers to extract data from her, and she just keeps blocking it. Can't see it.
Then she reverses it on him.
Mm-hmm.
Got that reverse Uno card.
afraid that you will never be as strong as Darth Vader.
Yep. And that to me was a very big moment of character development for Kylo Ren, because you're seeing this, like, he's driving on hate, but he also is trying to also figure out who the hell she is, because he's like, whoa, wait, no one's been able to do that to me before. So you get Snoke, Husk, and Ren all talking here about her,
he's
essentially.
strong with the Force.
Yeah. Like, who the hell is she? Now, you're saying Snoke knows who she is. No, we're not going to spoil things yet, but, like, you feel Snoke knows who she is?
Yes.
And it's been confirmed that he knows by this moment that who she is?
Well, probably not within the context of the movie. Within the context of future films, yeah.
So, moving forward, we get we're back to Rey, and she uses the one and only Jedi mind trick in this movie with the bit of trivia
It's
here.
Interesting how she would know to even do that. But
that is also true. How does she just know she can do that?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So
she's powerful with the Force, but she's never had any training, so it is kind of interesting. But
unless she's done it before. Have we thought about that?
Like maybe like on accident or something?
Yeah. So. Does she know that she has Force-sensitive powers?
I think at this point she kind of knows that she does, but she doesn't know how to use them fully.
Yeah.
And then we get our little cameo of Daniel Craig.
Yep. Back to Kylo. He's walking back into the interrogation room and realizes
she's gone.
Yeah, Rey has been departed from this room here, and he is pissed. And then we get the two stormtroopers that go, yeah, let's leave. Because that to me shows that Kylo just has this problem. So they've just accepted that, oh, well, okay, if Kylo's doing this.
He's having one of his moments.
Yeah. So what are they doing here?
So to power their weapon, they have to drain energy from the nearest star. So they are refueling their, what do they call their weapon? It's not really quite a Death Star, but it's kind of similar.
It's just Starkiller Base is like their thing. But they do tell about to the rebels that there's you know the Death Star? Well, this is Starkiller Base, and it's a lot bigger. And then Emerald Akbar is like, oh.
Love Akbar.
So yeah, then you get Finn. He explains more and more. Blah blah blah. Yep, we gotta blow it up. And then we get Han and Leia hugging each other and having a very nice, sweet moment. And Leia saying, "Go get our son back," kind of thing. And Han's like, "Yeah, I'll do my best." And so, flash forward. The Millennium Falcon's trying to land on Starkiller Base, and it is just knocking every tree possible. But they're flying low so that they don't get seen. But
yeah, the only way they could land on the planet was they had to go to light speed directly onto it.
Yeah.
Going in blind.
Almost completely toppling that thing off of a mountain.
Yeah.
And then they gotta walk. Now, he senses Han in this, right?
Yes.
How does he do that? Have we ever seen that they can sense somebody that's non-force sensitive?
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, I guess maybe just because they're related.
That might be it. A janitor?
Yep, the big revelation.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I can.
Solo, we'll figure it out.
What did you say? We have lives at stake or something? People are counting on us.
I don't. What was your job when you were based here?
Sanitation.
Sanitation? Then how do you know how to disable the shields?
I don't. I'm just here to get Ray.
People are counting on us. The galaxy is counting on us.
Solo, we'll figure it out. We'll use the Force.
That's not how the Force works. Oh, really? You're cold?
The other part we missed it though was when he mentions he calls him Solo and he goes, "Did you just call me Solo?"
Yeah.
Which is funny now knowing that back in Solo, a Star Wars story, earlier in the season, we find out that Solo is actually not his last name. It's like Snow or Smith. It doesn't actually mean anything.
It's like a made-up name, yeah.
Yeah, his actual name is Han. He just acquired Solo because they were, yeah. Then we get Captain Phasma, who just gets absolutely punked out and captured by a janitor, a smuggler, and a giant bear. So,
And she's supposed to be like the top, like, first order, like, stormtrooper, basically.
yeah.
No respect.
So Rey is still on Starkiller Base. She's trying to figure out how the hell to leave.
How do you get the hell out of here?
Yeah, and so she's looking around. Can't really find it. Then Han and Finn are. Here's the other thing. Captain Phasma did this pretty willingly. You ever thought about that?
Yeah, she literally just took down the shields for the whole base.
Yeah.
Like that easily.
If it wasn't for the fact they caught Captain Phasma, they wouldn't have been able to lower the shields down.
Yep.
So it's just really crazy how, because of that, that's what happened. You didn't point out Pancake Man.
Oh, my favorite character. Pancake Face Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite the run.
Yeah, so the rebels have now showed up to Starkiller Base, and that is they're going to go and blow this thing up. But then let's go with
Which it's amazing the First Order didn't have a major fleet outside the base to protect somebody from flying in.
That is true. You would think that around, then again, did the Death Star?
I guess not until the second one where they trapped him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, good point.
So then Rey and Finn finally meet up with each other again.
Reunite.
Yep, and it feels so good. And then Han's like, oh, wait, what did they? Oh, yeah, they're just going back and forth. And then, yeah, there it goes. There's Han. He's like, hey, let's go. Let's hugging. It's time to go. So they have to go and blow up So what is their task now? What is Han and them supposed to do now? They're supposed to blow something up.
They have to blow up some reactor. I think it has to expose something so that the fighters can shoot it down. Poe Dameron and the crew.
Okay. But Kylo has sensed where Han is, or someone, and so he's chasing him down. He's in the same room. This was such a lead up moment. You get Rey and Finn are off doing something, and then now they're coming back. Chewie is now still in this room. He's setting up bombs, and then you get Han seeing Kylo Ren again for the first time since he's kind of gone dark, and everyone's watching.
Yeah, they're all kind of in the same spot, but they're really far away from each other.
Yeah, just enough out of shot to let them do what they're doing and them to not interfere.
Right.
And
just see what's happening.
Yeah, and it's just definitely this big lead up chain of what's about to come here. And I don't know. I will tell you, this was spoiled for me. I knew about, because the UK got this first, and this has now, ever since when a new Star Wars movie is about to come out, I don't watch it. I don't go to the internet for 24 hours. I have to, even with Mandalorian, I don't do it because the internet just ruins it. And this was spoiled for me. But anyway. And then the stormtroopers look, they're aiming. They don't do anything yet. They're waiting for the call for Kylo, and we find out that Kylo Ren's real name is Ben, named after Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is still weird, like when you really think about it, because like why did Han and Leia name the son Ben? It just doesn't make any sense really when you think about it. But so they go back and forth. Everyone's looking. Everyone's watching this whole situation. And is this the... Trying to get to that one line here.
When he's asking for if he can help him or something.
Yeah, but I think I missed it. But it's fine. And it's over. And we get the killing of Han Solo.
It was so dramatic because you kind of saw that when they were walking on the bridge. Like, oh god, there's no railing. Like, I guess you said it was spoiled for you.
Yeah.
But once they started walking and there was like no railings, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna make it past this point.
Yeah, and once you get sliced through with a lightsaber, you're definitely dead. There was no limbs.
He's not Darth Maul.
There's no limbs getting lopped off. That's right through the chest to the heart, and you're dead.
Yeah.
So there goes Han Solo into the reactor, and he's gone. Leia feels it. Again, Leia feels it. So how does that work? Or maybe maybe she feels what he did, and then that's like the reaction.
Perhaps, yeah, that could be it.
Or maybe love combines them. Or I guess I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, things start blowing
only
up.
saw that like Yoda, he did that when Order 66 happened, but those were all Jedi getting killed, so they had Force abilities.
Yeah, that's what it meant. Yeah. Chewie does shoot at Ren, but doesn't kill him because he doesn't want to kill him. But even
injured the crap out of him though.
Yeah, definitely hurt. So they're running now. Finn and Rey are running through the woods, but they are not alone.
They're cut off.
Yeah, and
I
Kylo.
just think that like Kylo looks so different in this scene.
He does. They all look so young, except John Boyega.
He's in a whining mode. And you know, say black don't crack.
He just kept.
He does look pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then we get the lightsaber moment that we're getting. Oh yeah, we get the line from Kylo Ren.
Traitor again.
That lightsaber. It belongs to me. Come get it.
And then they fight. So yeah, that lightsaber belongs to me. And then we get some.
Basically, there must be such few lightsabers that he like knows which lightsaber that is.
Do you think he knows what it is? Whose it is?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know 100% for sure. I'm just assuming because he's claiming it like that he knows it's Luke's saber.
Yeah.
Like in his family.
So this fight happens. It continues on. He knocks. This is what's weird. Is so.
He didn't kill him.
Well, but then this move right here. He knocks the lightsaber out. Right. Boom. Done.
Right.
Punches him. Spins him. Slices up the back. Now Finn is out of the movie until next movie. He's gone. Yep. He has no lines. That's it. He is out of commission. And it's just like, I was like, wait, what? What is he doing now? So for the next 25 minutes, he gets nothing. And then we get someone that uses the Force to attain the lightsaber, and it's not Kylo. It's Rey. And she gets it.
That was such a powerful moment in the movie, I thought.
There it is. So then we get another...
Like, this is your protagonist.
Yes. We've now officially gotten our Jedi fight scenes here. Well, they're not really Jedi either. They're just people that have lightsabers at this point.
Basically, and they fight like it too.
Yeah. So they're just whacking each other, trying to whack each other with it. Up in the skies, our X-wing pilots are trying to blow this thing and get out of here. Who blows it up? Is Poe?
Honestly, I think it's those reactor charges they put as like the final blow.
Huh.
So shooting those.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, like, how did Husk get out of
What
here?
was the very final thing? Oh, there it goes right there. Okay.
Ba-boom.
So maybe they had to set the charges for them to shoot? Is that what they did?
I don't know what they were doing down there. But the
We're
other
so
thing is,
focused on
like,
the
how
characters.
did Husk get out of there? Do we get that answered in the next movie?
Well, I know they were all evacuating at some point.
But they were still there.
They talked to Snoke for like one final time of like everything's crumbling.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come to me" or something.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this fight's still happening. Rey and Kylo still going on. It's a decent lightsaber battle.
Yeah. Very,
And then
very emotional.
he goes, "Just work with me, like you and I can join together." And Rey's like,
Like, I
"Yeah,
can be your
no."
teacher.
Starts whacking the
I'm gonna
shit
whoop
out
your
of him.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that little Palpatine showing?
Whoa. Might have to censor that one. And so the fight still happens, and my thing is what happens when a lightsaber goes into the ground? We've never seen that happen before. Do you think it like retracts a little bit, or do you think it goes
Well,
through
we've
the
seen
ground?
like in Phantom Menace when they go use it to like go through the door.
So you think it goes through the ground?
Yeah, I think it actually is like cutting into the ground.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot. She slices his face.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I'm just trying to see like where. Oh, wow. How does she not just full on lop the left side of the right side of his face clean off there?
Nobody goes for the kill blows, I guess.
Yeah. She's like, "We need you in the next 2 movies."
Yeah. What is that term they use? Plot armor.
Yeah. So, yep.
This is when
Yeah,
it's
talks
crumbling
with
down.
Snoke.
This is when they're escaping.
Yeah. Come to me. And then Husk is like, "All right, cool, peace." So then Rey is like, "Oh no, Finn's dead. Everyone I love dies." And Chewie's like, "Get on the ship. I have the Millennium Falcon."
Yeah.
And so they get on the Millennium Falcon. They get out of there. Poe sees that they have left, and they're saying, "All right, we're cool. Blow it up." And they blow the whole damn planet apart. They're like, "You blow up 5 of ours, we'll blow up your main one." So,
Yeah.
ba-boom. Gone.
Yeah, lesson learned. Those big weapons, they don't last very long.
Yeah.
So if you use them one time, then they get blown up.
Yeah, you get 1 movie, that's it. So Finn gets carried off on a medical cart, and then Leia sees Rey, and Rey's trying to come up with the words to how to explain what happened, and Leia's like, "Yeah, I already know." Like, and they just hug each other, and Chewie is destroyed. But then something happens. What happens here? Walk us through here.
R2-D2 finally wakes up and tells him to show the map of Luke Skywalker, and BB-8 has a missing piece.
Mm-hmm. And so, based on all of that, he smacked him. They go and show the map. They're like, "Here you go." And then he rolls away, and then he shows it, and then he fits it in like a puzzle piece. And that's how to get to Luke Skywalker. So Rey says her goodbyes to Finn, and then we get Princess Leia to say the very famous lines.
May the Force be with you.
And then Rey goes, "All right, cool." And then BB-8 stays by. So it's Rey, Chewie, and R2, and they head off to go and find Luke Skywalker. And guess what? They do. They find him on this, well, rock.
Little island.
Yeah.
Very small island.
Yeah. And the final scene, go ahead and walk us through here.
Yeah, she's walking up to Luke Skywalker, and she's going to hand him his lightsaber back.
Yep. And that's it. That's how the
That's
movie
the wrap.
ends. Yep. Directed by J.J. Abrams. So that is Star Wars The Force Awakens in a walkthrough session. And to me, I don't know. We'll get into the reviews in a little bit. We'll head over to the IMDb corner. Let's go. Let's head to the taglines, one of my favorite segments here, which is the promotional lines that were used to advertise, and they were put on the posters. In this one, we got four taglines, and the first one we got is "Every generation has a story." So there's that. Number 2 is "Coming to a Galaxy this winter." So we changed it up a little bit. We didn't say "coming to a galaxy near you." We went with "this winter." Number 3 is "The Force is calling you. Just let it in." That's a new one. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw that one. Maybe that was using some international.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Okay, so now we're back. We're here. So, the next one we have here is "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." That's our fourth and final one. So, obviously nothing really changing there, but you know, we got a new one. "The Force is calling you. Just let it in." I don't know if they talked with Nike about that, but there we go. So, Nate, let's go into some trivia. What do you got for our trivia here? Or do you need me to click on it?
I got it.
Okay. So let's go ahead.
Doing 7.
Sure. Let's do 7. Let's do 7 crazy trivia facts here that happened in this movie. Number 1.
All right. So first one, I'll see here. So John Williams got his 50th Oscar for the soundtrack on this movie.
Well deserved. Great soundtrack.
Yep.
All right. Number 2.
Wait, 50th?
50th.
Oh, 50th nomination. Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna say 50 Oscars would be a lot.
That would be a lot. Hey, nominated for 50 Oscars is a lot too.
So second one here. Apparently this was the first time that Harrison Ford received the top billing in a Star Wars film, making him the first non-Jedi character to be credited first. Makes sense.
So that means, okay, yeah, cool. Number 3.
So George Lucas, while maintaining that he was at peace relinquishing his material, admitted to having mixed feelings before seeing the film, likening the experience to attending an ex-wife's wedding.
Because he wanted to be a part of it. Like, that's, like, because you're just sitting there and you're like, man, I wish I was making this movie.
Wish he did 7, yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 4, what do we got?
Harrison Ford cried after seeing the film for the first time.
Oh. Number 5.
That's a good one here. In the summer of 2013, it was revealed that Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill had begun a vigorous regimen of diet, exercise, and stunt training to prepare for the roles of Leia and Luke.
Which is funny
because
because
they were out of shape.
yeah, I would assume so, you know, it's been a while. It's been a little bit of time, you know.
Yeah.
Mark has been recording VO work, and Carrie hadn't really been in anything other than just making cameos of the fact that everyone knows her as Leia. So,
Yep.
yeah, interesting. Number 6.
Daisy Ridley and John Boyega were not allowed to tell anyone about being cast until about 3 months later. John Boyega did, however, tell a taxi driver.
That's pretty funny. And the last one, number 7.
already know that. Notice this one's pretty short. A lot of people probably already know this one too. But so Billie Lourdes, Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Mhm.
This is her film debut. She wears Princess Leia's.
Yep.
So she's like one of the helpers and the
Mhm.
assistants there.
She's in the rest of the new trilogy.
Yeah, all 3 movies actually.
Yep, and she has a lot. She has lines in the next one. So, or no, the
Mhm.
last one.
I think for sure 9. Yeah, she has.
She has a lot of lines in the last one. Yeah. So, yeah, that's seven little trivia facts there. That's pretty cool. Moving on to quotes. Let's do some quotes here, and let's check it out here. We have the so we'll do 5 of these. Number 1, we got Han Solo and Finn. What was your job when you were based here? Sanitation. Sanitation? Then how do you know how to disable the shields? I don't. I'm just here to get Rey. People are counting on us. The galaxy is counting on us. Solo, we'll figure it out. We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works. I almost think the lines following that afterwards with Chewie going, and then Han goes, "Oh, you're cold." Like, I think really add to that scene too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's go with number 2 here. We got Rey and Han Solo. Rey, this is the ship that made the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs. Han goes, 12. Mutters to himself, 14. Let's see here. Then Rey and Han Solo. This was another little nice back and forth. Rey goes, "Are you offering me a job?" And then Han Solo says, "I wouldn't be nice to you. It doesn't pay much." And then Rey says, "You're offering me a job." And then Han says, "I'm thinking about it." And then yeah. Oh, this is the line number 4 here. Finn and Han Solo. "Hey Solo, I'm not sure what we're walking into here." Han Solo, "Did you just call me Solo?" And then Finn goes, "Sorry, Han, Mr. Solo. You should know I'm a big deal in the Resistance, which puts a real target on my back. Are there any conspirators here, like First Order sympathizers?" Han Solo, "Listen, big deal. You got another problem. Women always figure out the truth. Always." So he knew that Finn was talking massive shit long before he was revealed who he actually was. And then we'll do number 5 here is the during Rey's vision after touching Luke's lightsaber, Obi-Wan Kenobi, "Rey, these are your first steps." And then that's it. So that's our Obi-Wan Kenobi line. Old Ben. Nate, why don't you run us down some tech specs? What are some tech specs about this movie here?
The film was 2 hours and 18 minutes. It's got all the latest sound formats, IMAX, Dolby Atmos. Filmed with some IMAX cameras. Looks like the source resolution was only 2.8K, but it was eventually mastered in 4K, I think, for the Disney Plus version, as well as Dolby Vision and IMAX. And I think that's about all that's important on there.
Yeah. They did rock with the 35 millimeter and the 70 millimeter stuff. It was blown up to 70 millimeter.
Oh yeah, for the
it's
for
interesting. Yeah, for that one scene. For that
yeah,
one
I was looking at
scene.
the aspect ratio. It's only the Jakku scene.
Yeah, it was only shot in 4K on 70 millimeter film in one scene, which was the escape from Jakku. But the rest of the movie was shot in 35 millimeter, which is the traditional Star Wars film. And I think JJ was talking about like he wanted the movie to feel like the old ones, so they went back to film to shoot it. They didn't shoot digital, so
yeah,
that's pretty cool. All right, that's it. That's the IMDb corner. It's time to go into the full-on review. Nate, why don't you go first? Why don't you review what is? Tell me what you felt about Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Well, I was kind of hoping you were going to go first, but I'll say...
I think I went first last time, so I'll go first for
you did go first last time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little conflicted on this one. To me, this movie is like maybe a controversial opinion, but I think it's a better version of A New Hope. It has a lot of those same story beats. Yeah, I think it's a really good introduction to Star Wars for like people seeing it for the first time. Especially in 2015 when this is the only one out for the other two movies in the trilogy. Yeah, it's definitely one I've seen the most in the theaters. I do enjoy it a lot. I think I even enjoy it more so than 4 and 6, maybe not more than 5. So I think I'm going to give it a... I think I'm going to give it a 8.3.
8.3. Okay. It's a pretty solid score. It's a pretty solid score. Yeah, for me, I think this movie is it feels Star Wars to me. You know, I think this one it obviously got me back into Star Wars, to becoming a big Star Wars fan again. And I think the characters are nicely set up for what's going to happen next, cuz you can't think, cuz now the speculation of who is who and what is what is all gone. Like we know who these people are. But I think going back and watching this movie and just taking it for what it is, I think each character I think chemistry between everybody is really good. The characters lead you to want, some characters lead you to want to know more about them, and some lead you to being like, okay, so this is our main character, this is who we are, and we're getting somewhat of the same sort of style of what the past films are. But again, as you were saying, we didn't have anything. There was no other Star Wars stuff. The only other Star Wars stuff that we got were the books. There was comics being made every time Robot Chicken decided to make fun of it, and the Family Guy episodes. That was Star Wars. So, like, this was to get us back into watching Star Wars again, and I think it does it very, very, very well. I like all of the characters that are introduced in this. I think it does suck that Han dies in this, because I felt like Han Solo and Finn were funny on screen together. Like, John Boyega was definitely a very good addition to Harrison Ford's like sort of style of that gritty like grandpa sort of feel to him, and then John Boyega as like the 20-something-year-old rookie that's never been like on the job before, but like wants to be a part of the job. And I thought Daisy Ridley being Rey, I think that was really good casting. Her acting is very good. It takes a lot to look like you're suffering from fake things. Like, literally, you have to look, when you're getting the Force put on you, you have to look like you're suffering without anything happening to you. Oscar Isaac did it really great. Daisy Ridley did a couple scenes like that, and she knocked him out of the park. It does lead you to want to see Carrie Fisher more. It does lead you to want to see Mark Hamill more, but they're not a part of it. What's supposed to be a part of this is Harrison Ford. This is Harrison Ford's last movie. So you have to keep him in the movie as much as possible so that he's the main star attraction to bring you into watching the new crew come in here.
Yeah, top billing.
Yeah. I think I love also the practical effects. That is a J.J. Abrams thing because he is a Star Wars nerd that wanted to make the movies, and so that's why the movie is shot on 35 millimeter film. That's why there's a whole bunch of practical effects. That's why they went and shot on location as much as they possibly can. There's all of those reasons. I think the movie is very, very, very good, and for that, I'm giving it a solid 9. I think there does leave something to be desired, but this is a solid 9 for me. So,
Okay.
With that said,
Pretty high.
Yep. With that said, it does get an 8.6 as the official Primal Target rating. So, which means it is just below episode 6. So our scores right now is episode 2 at a 6.7, and then episode 1 at a 7.3, then Solo at a 7.9, then episode 3 at an 8.2, then episode 4 at an 8.5, then episode 7 at an 8.6, episode 6 at an 8.7, and Rogue One at 9, and then episode 5 at 10. So our top 3 movies, for those, there was a lot of episodes and numbers and things like that. Our top 3 movies. Yeah. Number 1 is episode 5. Number 2 is Rogue One. And at number 3, it is episode 6. So there you go. So it goes 5, Rogue One, and 6 as our top 3s right now. Lots of movies. Lots of movies. But there you go.
Two left.
Yep, 2 left. What is our homework here for tonight, or for the rest until the next episode there, Nate?
We are on episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Episode 8, The Last Jedi. This is probably the most controversial movie of the whole entire Skywalker saga, I would have to say.
Yeah, I think it clearly is.
So it's going to be interesting watching it. I have my personal gripes with it. I'm curious to see how I feel about it, seeing it again. I have seen this movie 4 times. I saw this movie 4 times in theaters. I've seen it at home a couple times as well. So I've also seen this episode very many times. What about you? How many times did you see the next one?
I think I did see it. I saw it 3 times, I believe.
Okay.
Slightly less than The Force Awakens.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to watch more, make sure if you are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button to let us know you like it. Comment section is open for you guys. What do you guys think of the ratings so far? And also, if you are listening on iTunes, Podbean, or any of the podcast outlets, please give us a review. It really does help out the show. There are many other shows that are also in this feed. Bitcade, our video game podcast, and PT3600, our 1-hour random topic podcast. They're really funny. Go listen to those. And then obviously MovieKombat Season 1, where we watched Alien and Predator timeline franchise. We watched all of those. It's very interesting to watch the movies like that. But that is also Season 1, so we're still trying to work things out. And so yeah, and we're still trying to do it. It's only Season 2, and we've got a lot of other movies, franchises that we want to watch. So stay tuned, stick around. There's a lot more to come. That's me, Ryan. That was Nate. Are you still here?
I'm still here.
Okay.
This is Nate. Have a good one.
Okay, there we go. You left me for a second. I was like, oh no, maybe he did leave this
died.
time. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the next movie, episode 8. Good night, everybody.